Yo, this thing's back. 2006 Kia Sorento. I just did a video on a transmission pan I had to replace because it was rusted through, and I did a little bit of exhaust work to it, put in some flex pipes. Then she filled it up and she's complaining because it smells like gas, and she wanted to know why. Well, it smells like gas because it's full of gas. It's got a gas tank leak. This thing's all rusted too. Really nice. So I went on carpart.com. I found a used gas tank, and the junkyard said it was grade part A, and they ordered it and they took it out of the car and they said, oh, this one's all rusty and it's got a hole in it too. So they lied, and I told them, just go get a Southern part that's rust free so I don't have to deal with this. And they got another one, I don't know where from. The fun thing is it says it's a Spectra, and of course this is a not Korean. It says made in Taiwan on the thing. So this is probably an aftermarket tank. Somebody probably already had this problem. You can buy new ones. I didn't want to get a new one because if I got a new one, I would have had to deal with all of this rusty crud on the tank that's in the car, and I would probably really shoot myself in the foot for just getting a tank without all the evap stuff on it and the hoses, because I'm sure the stuff probably isn't going to come off. It's probably all just rusted to hell. So yeah, I got a used tank. Somehow they got a rust-free one, kind of. All these Asian cars usually have a fuel tank access, which is nice. I think it's under here. Passenger seat, lift it up. Oh yeah. Should be the access to the tank right there. 4 Phillips screws. It says there's over a half a tank of fuel in here too, which is a big pain in the butt. There's a bunch of clips and plugs, and these quick connect fittings have little tabs on them. You gotta kind of push out of the way. This might squirt gas all over the place. This one's got a little gray plastic clip on it, and this one's green. You gotta push both sides in, and then they pop out like so. That's probably the return line, because it didn't make a big huge mess all over me. This one might. Oh gee, oh. So far, so not so bad. I decided to plug this back in. I think this is the connector. I plugged them both in just because. And I put a hose on here and ran it into a fuel tank. It's pumping fuel right now. Pretty fast too. I found the fuel pump relay. This is the power out pin, so I just stabbed a flat connector in there and put a jumper on it to the positive. So if you want, you can just jump it from one to the other too, because the one on the end on this side, that's your hot, and then these are your switches for the relay that bridges this hot to this hot. But I just used a battery power, and I'm just gonna watch it and drain this tank because there's too much gas in it, and this thing's making me nauseous. Looks like there's 6 bolts on this gas tank. There's no straps. They probably put this tank on before they put the body of the car on the car when they manufactured it, because the stuff's buried pretty good. So I'm just going to take these bolts off, and I'm going to try to wrangle this thing around so I can try to get at those hoses without taking a whole lot of stuff off. These are all 14 millimeters. Just a bunch of unbelievably rusty junk. Why do I work on such things? Put my transmission jack under it with my motorcycle lift. I got 3 more 14 millimeters, and I think that's all of them. They're all rusted out, so they're smaller than a 14 millimeter now. Nice. We'll try to pound a 13 on it. 1, 2, 3, junk! piece of junk. This is how you get these out. Wow, one hit usually gets a bunch. I'm gonna drop this rusty piece of half-working garbage down and see how far I can get it. Oh, that far. I don't see any good way to get that filler neck off. So I'm gonna take this inner fender off and hopefully I can get at it from up here. These are 21 millimeters on the tires. Looks like I got a whole bunch of these Phillips screw clippy jobbies on here. You unscrew the centers and they should pop out. I'm gonna get as much of these off of it as I see. I think that's all of them. That'll make my life a little easier. I found a pinch clamp. Kind of got to be careful with these hoses too. They're really old. Might crack really easy. I don't believe in miracles, but I'm gonna try to get this off anyways. 10 millimeter. No, that's rusted in. I'm just gonna cut these wires on this clamp with the side cutters. Get a little hook tool in here to loosen up this hose. I squirreled this tank around enough, so I think I barely got enough room to get up here and get these clamps off. Still a little bit of gas in the big dumb thing. The cheap bastards that gave me this tank didn't give me a fuel pump with it, so I gotta use this one. There's a rubber seal on here. I'm just gonna pull it up. And there's little notches in here. There might be a special tool for this or something, but this is just threaded. And it's regular right-hand thread, I think. So I'm just gonna try to take a chisel and try to move the thing that way. Oh, come on. All right, that came off. Nice. I didn't want to stay anymore. So much for that rusty old crap. I don't think this was supposed to turn either, but it did. And it's kind of, oh my God. There's two tangs right here that it was supposed to stay in and it didn't. It ended up turning with it. Obviously it goes this way. I'm gonna try to take this out and hopefully I didn't damage this thing because it moved. Yeah, it looks like it's all there. I'm going to put silicone paste on the sealing surface. So this, I don't want this seal to bind up and do something dumb. I'm going to put silicone paste on the seal too. Since this whole module turned because of the way it is, it's too cheesy. These plastic tangs didn't hold it in. And everything's got a turn and its seal and everything just went with it. It bent this module. So both of these rods are bent. This is supposed to be relatively straight. So I just put it in a vise and I'm just going to try to manhandle this thing back to somewhat normal. I don't know. Jesus, man, the stuff. It wouldn't even go in the tank. What a bunch of junk. I think I got it. I couldn't figure out why this wouldn't go in there, and then I looked at a picture on eBay and it's like, so that looks about right. Oh man, what a bunch of junk. I just want to line up these tabs with these grooves that the groovy grooves. Yeah, it kind of stays in there, kind of. Now let's see if I can get this on without the module turning. I'm leaving it like that. hope it don't leak. Might as well put some paste on here too, because I can. I swear, every time I work on this thing, half of the car winds up on my floor. This crazy amount of rust everywhere. These get torqued to 80 foot-pounds. Okay, there's the junk. Now I just need to fill it with fuel and hope it runs. Okay, bye.